Imagine yourself at the height of your career, with your culinary skills praised by everyone around. But suddenly, everything you have built is taken away from you without any convincing explanation. Marcus, a talented black chef, experienced this brutal reality when he was fired for no apparent reason by a renowned restaurant, left to question not only his future, but fairness in the world of fine dining. But what could have been the end of a promising career became the beginning of a surprising journey. 6 months after his dismissal, a stunning turnaround not only reinvents his career, but redefines the very concept of success and resilience in the kitchen. Get ready to discover how adversity can shape destinies and how a true passion for cooking can open paths where there were only barriers before. Marcus has always had a special gift for cooking. From a young age, his ability to transform simple ingredients into exceptional dishes was evident. Working in a renowned restaurant, he stood out among his colleagues, always seeking to innovate and bring new flavors to the menu. However, the arrival of the new head chef, Mr. Huxley, marked the beginning of a series of challenges for Marcus. Ignoring Marcus's contributions and ideas, Mr. Huxley seemed to have his own vision, with no room for the creativity of others. The situation became untenable when, in a team meeting, Marcus suggested a new recipe that could revolutionize the restaurant's menu. He enthusiastically explained how each element of the dish could be harmonized, creating a unique experience for diners. However, Mr. Huxley, without a fair assessment, publicly dismissed Marcus' idea, undermining his trust and authority with the team. This act not only frustrated Marcus, but also sowed doubt about his worth in the place where he always dreamed of shining. The following weeks were marked by a tense atmosphere in the kitchen. Marcus, despite being shaken, continued to carry out his work with the same dedication as always, but the climate of distrust and the constant rejection of his ideas made his daily life a true test of resilience. To keep his passion for cooking alive, he began experimenting with new recipes at home, transforming his kitchen into a laboratory of flavors, where each dish was an act of resistance against discouragement. On one of these days of experimentation, Marcus created a dish that he considered his masterpiece. Excited, he decided to introduce him to Mr. Huxley, hoping that this time his talent would be recognized. However, once again, their expectations were brutally shattered. Mr. Huxley not only rejected the dish, but also questioned Marcus' competence, accusing him of not following the restaurant standards. It was at that moment that Marcus realized that his dream of being valued in that environment might never come true. Marcus' dismissal was not a surprise, but a painful blow. The day he was called into Mr. Huxley's office, he already knew what to expect. The words were sharp, and the justification was insufficient. Marcus was accused of not aligning himself with the restaurant's vision, a vague excuse that hid Mr. Huxley's true intentions. As he left the restaurant for the last time, Marcus felt a mixture of relief and bitterness, knowing that that stage of his life had come to an unfair end. Reflective, Marcus walked the streets, pondering his future. The injustice he suffered could have destroyed his love for cooking, but instead it ignited a spark of determination within him. He knew that his talent and passion for cooking could not be confined to the walls of a restaurant that did not value his art. It was time to look ahead, to seek new opportunities where he could express his true vocation without restrictions. In the days that followed, Marcus began planning his next move. He knew the path would not be easy, but he was ready to face adversity. Looking for inspiration, he pored over cookbooks by renowned chefs. Each page a reminder that each great chef faced similar challenges and, often, rejections. These stories reinforced her resolve to move forward, no matter the obstacles. Marcus's story is a reminder that sometimes the most difficult moments can be the harbingers of a new journey. Although his dismissal was an end, it was also the beginning of something new and possibly even greater. This episode in his life closed a chapter, but also opened space for new stories that were yet to be written. Marcus was just beginning to write his. Despite the setback in his career, Marcus did not let his passion for the gastronomic world cool down. He dreamed of opening his own restaurant, a place where he could express his creativity without restrictions and share his culinary vision with the world. However, Even far from the toxic environment of his last job, Mr. Huxley's shadow was still present. Every attempt by Marcus to seek financial support or partnerships was sabotaged by rumors and mistrust sown by his former boss. During this period of uncertainty, Marcus faced a roller coaster of emotions. Each day brought a mixture of renewed hope and deep disappointment. He attended food fairs, participated in local events, and tried to network, but doors seemed to close as quickly as they opened. In an ideal world, your talent would be the only criteria needed, but reality showed that the path to success was paved by much more than skill and passion. One afternoon, while walking through the city's food fair, Marcus ran into an old cooking colleague who now operated a successful food truck. They talked at length, and Marcus was inspired to see that it was possible to thrive outside of big restaurants. This encounter was a crucial reminder that sometimes dreams need to be adapted to circumstances, not abandoned. Driven by this new perspective, Marcus began exploring other avenues to realize his dream. He thought about starting a catering project or even a small bistro, which would require less initial capital and offer a way to build his brand little by little. He knew the path would be arduous, but his determination was fueled by a desire to prove himself, not just to the world, but to himself. During this period of introspection and planning, Marcus also took time to hone his skills. He signed up for online restaurant management and marketing courses, understanding that the success of his future business would depend as much on his culinary skills as it did on his ability to manage and promote his venture. He studied success stories in the gastronomic sector and tried to understand what made a restaurant successful. This phase of learning and personal growth was crucial for Marcus. He began to see that every rejection and every disappointment were actually lessons in disguise. With a renewed mindset, he was ready to face challenges with a more strategic and informed approach. The dream of owning his own restaurant still burned inside him, but now he was equipped with more tools and knowledge to make it a reality. Over time, Marcus began to observe market trends and identify underexplored niches. He realized there was a growing demand for healthy, sustainable cuisine and began developing a restaurant concept that would not only satisfy this demand, but also reflect his personal and professional values. This idea began to take shape, and he drafted a detailed business plan considering everything from sourcing local ingredients to digital marketing strategies. As Marcus worked on his plan, he was not without moments of doubt and fear. The ghost of past disappointments sometimes came back to haunt him, but he learned to use these experiences as fuel for his determination. Every obstacle was seen as an opportunity to learn and grow. Marcus's journey is a testament that even in times of greatest disappointment, it is possible to find the strength to dream and, more importantly, to act on those dreams. After facing a series of rejections in the gastronomic market, Marcus found an opportunity in a small diner on the outskirts of the city. It was a very different environment from the glamorous restaurants where he had previously worked, but he embraced the chance with the enthusiasm of someone who sees a light at the end of the tunnel. There, he was not under the constant scrutiny of critics or under the shadow of renowned chefs. It was his space to redefine his career and, most importantly, rediscover his passion for cooking. At the diner, Marcus was greeted with curiosity and a little skepticism by his colleagues, who were not used to someone of his caliber in the kitchen. However, he quickly gained everyone's respect, bringing new ideas and techniques that transformed the simple menu into something special. He introduced dishes that combined classic flavors with modern twists, attracting a more diverse and enthusiastic clientele. Working at the diner also gave Marcus the chance to experiment more freely. Without the pressures of a fine dining restaurant, he could test bold, innovative combinations, learning from each success and each failure. This creative freedom was essential for him to keep his passion for cooking alive, even in moments of doubt about his future in the industry. At the same time, Marcus faced the challenge of adjusting to a different work rhythm. At the diner, margins were tighter, resources were more limited, and the public, although appreciative, had different expectations. He learned to maximize each ingredient and be efficient without compromising quality, skills that would be invaluable on his journey to opening his own restaurant. While working at the diner, Marcus also began building a support network. He connected with local purveyors, other chefs, and even regular customers who became advocates for his kitchen. These connections would prove crucial later when he began planning his next big move. Every person he met was an opportunity to learn something new or receive valuable advice. Despite the progress he was making, Marcus still faced sleepless nights, wondering if he would ever achieve his dream of owning his own restaurant. At such times, he turned to reading biographies of chefs who had faced similar adversities and emerged triumphant. These stories not only inspired him, but also reminded him that resilience is one of the most valuable qualities in the culinary world. Gradually, Marcus' confidence began to rebuild. Every compliment he received, every new customer who returned because of his dishes, reinforced his belief in his talent and his ability to overcome adversity. He knew he was on the right path, and that every small success at the diner was a step towards his bigger goal. Marcus' story at the diner is proof that resilience is not just about enduring difficult times, but about taking advantage of those moments to grow and evolve. He learned that true resilience involves adapting, learning, and never losing sight of your dreams, no matter how distant they seem. His time at the diner was a period of renaissance, where he rediscovered himself not just as a chef, but as a visionary ready to make his mark on the world of gastronomy. The turning point in Marcus' story arrived unexpectedly. He was invited to participate in a charity event, a culinary competition that brought together emerging talent and renowned chefs. At first, Marcus was hesitant, aware of the expectations and pressure that this type of event could generate. However, knowing that this could be the perfect platform to showcase his talent and passion for cooking, he accepted the challenge. Preparing for the event, Marcus decided this would be an opportunity to reinvent some of the classic dishes he had perfected over the years. He worked meticulously, choosing each ingredient with the goal of not only impressing the judges, but also telling a story through his food. Each dish was an expression of their journeys, struggles, and resilience, a true ode to the transformative power of cooking. On the day of the event, the tension was palpable, but Marcus felt surprisingly calm. He knew that each competitor there had a unique story, and this motivated him to do his best. When presenting his dishes, he explained the inspirations behind each one, connecting his personal experiences with each flavor. This authenticity struck a chord with both the judges and the audience, highlighting him not just as a chef, but as a storyteller through food. Marcus's performance at the event was a smashing success. His dishes have been praised for their innovation and depth of flavor. But the turning point came when one of the judges, Evelyn Wright, a respected food critic, approached him after the competition. She expressed not only admiration for his culinary skill, but also an interest in helping him achieve his dream of opening his own restaurant. Over the next few months, Evelyn and Marcus worked together to make this dream a reality. Evelyn used her vast network of contacts and her influence in the world of gastronomy to open doors that were previously closed to Marcus. With their support, Marcus found the perfect location for his restaurant, as well as investors willing to support his vision. During this period, Marcus also dedicated time to further refining his restaurant concept. Inspired by his experience at the diner and the feedback he received at the charity event, he decided that his restaurant would be an inclusive space, celebrating diversity through dishes that blend traditional techniques with contemporary innovations. He wanted each visitor to feel part of a community linked by the love of good food. The opening of Roots and Wings was the culmination of all the adversities faced and overcome by Marcus. The restaurant quickly gained fame for the quality of its food and welcoming atmosphere. Marcus's success became a story of local inspiration, and Roots and Wings a symbol of redemption and achievement through persistence and a passion for cooking. In a gesture of grandeur and understanding, Marcus decided to extend an invitation to Mr. Huxley to visit the restaurant. Despite his conflicted past, Marcus showed that he was willing to forgive and offer a second chance, demonstrating not only his maturity as a person, but also his vision of a world where food could unite even those most challenged by circumstances. The opening of the Roots and Wings restaurant marked not only Marcus's triumph as a chef, but also as a community leader who values inclusion and personal development. His restaurant quickly became a gathering place for food lovers of all backgrounds, reflecting his vision of a space where diversity is celebrated in both the menu and the people who frequent it. Marcus, although he was at the height of his success, never forgot the hardships he went through. He knew that his triumph was not only personal, but also a victory for all those who faced similar adversity. With this in mind, he started training programs for young chefs, especially those from underrepresented communities, providing them with the opportunities he worked so hard to achieve. Mr. Huxley's appearance on Roots and Wings was a significant event. Initially, some staff members and customers were surprised to see him, given the known history of tensions between him and Marcus. However, Marcus treated him with the utmost warmth, introducing him not just as his former boss, but as an important part of his journey, whose challenges helped him grow and prosper. Mr. Huxley, in turn, was deeply touched by Marcus's generosity and forgiveness. He expressed his regret for past actions and shared how the experience of working with Marcus, although conflicting, had been a valuable lesson in humility and leadership. This meeting was not only a reconciliation, but also a celebration of the human capacity for change and growth. Roots and Wings wasn't just a restaurant. It has become a symbol of resilience and inclusivity. The stories of Marcus and his establishment have been covered by numerous media outlets, inspiring others within and outside the restaurant industry. Marcus frequently shared his story in speaking engagements and podcasts, highlighting the importance of perseverance, innovation, and forgiveness. With continued success, Marcus began planning the expansion of Roots and Wings. He envisioned a chain of restaurants that would not only serve exceptional food, but also serve as training centers for future chefs. Each new restaurant would be an extension of its mission to transform challenges into opportunities and promote an environment of inclusion and learning. In a final gesture of reconciliation and partnership, Marcus proposed to Mr. Huxley the opportunity to collaborate on a new project, the incorporation of El Grand Epicurean, Mr. Huxley's former company, into his growing network. This partnership symbolized not only forgiveness, but also the unification of visions that were once in conflict, now aligned to promote a brighter future for everyone involved. Marcus's journey from an underappreciated chef to a respected business leader is a powerful narrative of overcoming and success. Roots and Wings continues to be a beacon of hope and a testament to the positive impact that passion, resilience, and the ability to forgive can have not only on an individual career, but on an entire community. Marcus's story is not just a cooking lesson, but a powerful narrative about overcoming and change. He shows us that even in the face of the most challenging adversities, it is possible to rewrite our stories with determination, creativity, and a dose of forgiveness. Now, think about your own life. What challenges are you facing that seem insurmountable? How can you turn these obstacles into stepping stones to your success? And remember, change begins with one step, one decision, one moment of courage. So, what are you waiting for to transform your life? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way, you won't miss any inspiring stories like Marcus's that can light your path and inspire change. Join us and continue learning about the incredible journeys of people who have transformed their lives through passion and resilience.